lit a candle, was talking all about our love, and then it fizzled out.
Journalism and anthropology may seem like two very different disciplines, but at their core, they have several obvious similarities.
But it took the hands of someone else. There were days all I dreamt was a California shore, and everywhere I looked on.
Both professions have strict rules they follow, more specifically a code of ethics. Oftentimes, journalists and anthropologists are working with or writing about sensitive topics or issues that people have strong opinions about.
I'm the lucky one.
It is important for journalists and anthropologists to remain objective. For anthropologists, this is called cultural relativism, the principle that says culture should be understood in terms of their own beliefs and values, not judged by the standards of another culture. Objectivity in reporting means keeping bias out of what you write and broadcast. It is not a journalist's job to give their opinion. Their job is to report the facts. Objectivity comes with limits though. If something is wrong, it's wrong. Reporters and anthropologists sometimes have the difficult job of drawing the line between being objective and protecting people.
I don't know how you could even try to blame yourself.
Invasion of privacy is another ethic both disciplines abide by. While journalists and anthropologists are persistent and determined, they need to recognize when they are not wanted somewhere, or if it is not appropriate for them to be present. In the end, it is always up to the people they are interacting with.
To be here inside your love.
Another similarity of anthropology and journalism is fieldwork. To be successful at either of these professions, an individual must be good in the field, whether you are interviewing the president or digging up remains that have been buried for thousands of years. James Lett, an anthropologist turned journalist, said it best in an article published back in 1986. As an anthropologist, I have been trained to observe, record, describe, and if possible, to explain human behavior. And that is the essence of what I do every day as a journalist. My theory is that journalists and anthropologists could benefit greatly from working side by side, and an individual could benefit from being a student of both disciplines. I say this because journalists look for stories based on 7 news values. One of those values is bizarreness. Based on what I've learned about anthropology, I know that anthropologists study a lot of bizarre things.
Will you be old and lonely with me?
Take cannibalism, for instance. A journalist could potentially write a really good story on cannibalism. Not the stereotypical cannibalism, but maybe a journalist could work with an anthropologist who studies endocannibalism, that is, the consumption of a person who is part of your social group or tribe. The Barawan of central northern Borneo practice this type of cannibalism. After they have left their dead uncovered in what they call a longhouse, the remains are put into a jar and the fluids are separated from the body. The fluids are then consumed by high-ranking people of the tribe in an elaborate ceremony. Now find me a journalist who wouldn't want to write about that.
Still I've been falling in love, falling in love, falling in love with running away. They move without me. I'm tied around her waist. I'll just walk this lady home.